Frozen in this moment, the last, and I know it. Think about the winners with hands with the coldest. Think about handout, shit, you're still growing. Think about the world.
Oh, a big hello and welcome to Cabinfeverpcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's another podcast. We're live as always, so if you got your questions, you can get them answered. We're live on Facebook. We are live on Twitter now as well. We're going to give it a blast on Twitter tonight. So if you're on Twitter watching us, give us a shout out. I have you over here on the computer, and I have you on Facebook down over here. So yeah, this is going to be fun. We've never been live on Twitter again, so a big happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hello to everybody on Twitter, not happy birthday. Jesus, my head's getting all flustered with all this technology. I have so many screens. I'm like one of them hackers you see on, I don't know, what was that Swordfish movie all them years ago where he had all them. That's how old I am when I talk about Swordfish. Now it's them daily traders with all their massive big screens and gamers and stuff like that. But no, this is little old Terence down in West Cork, trying to make loads of noise and put people local on the map, or people that I know, put them out there on blast. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to be joined by the amazing Damien Coughlan. He has a brand new, it's on Spotify. Now, while we were getting ready for this, I couldn't even say the word. So here we go. He's a brand new single. There we go. Phew. There was the big test. It's live on Spotify. It's out there now. It's 1921, I think the name of the song is. I hope I got that right. If I didn't get it right, apologies. He will come and tell me that I got it wrong, but I think it's 1921 is the name of the song. And I got nothing more to say. So here we go. We're going to try and join. And this is, if you ever want to know what a podcast and how you run a podcast in West Cork, this is how you do these things, right? This is how West Cork this podcast is. Right. Damien, are you there, brother? How is life? Oh, hang on a second. I can't hear you.
No, I'm only messing with you.
Fuck. What is the crack, my brother? How is life?
All is good, buddy. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. Now, as people may look at home, you are in your car, in a car park, trying to get broadband to do this. This is how West Cork broadband is used.
Yep. Yep,
That's
absolutely terrible down here. So we've to go and park up in dark corners in car parks to try and get a bit of good reception to get on the air, like, you know. Yeah, so I'm literally sitting here in the car park of Centra with a light up on the dashboard, and people giving me funny looks all over the places they run in to get their milk and bread and stuff. So the things I do for you, Terence.
I tell you, brother, I just, I appreciate everything you do for us. Everything. Absolutely everything. We've got the amazing Yvonne coming straight in saying, hey, hello, how are ya? She's probably right next to you in the car. He got the milk. Job done. Whew, there we go. He's coming home from milk with the tea as well. So he can't be given out to. He will not be given out to tonight. Damien, how's life, man? We've been off the air. We haven't been gigging, have we? It's. Are you getting back? Are you gigging yet? How's life?
Yes,
in that type
we're
of world?
back. All is good. It's great to be back. We had a nice long spell of it where we weren't able to go out and play. But now we're back and kicking, and it's busier than ever. It's great. So all is good, you know.
It's going to be different though, isn't it?
It is, but in a good way. Like, with the gigs that I've played so far, the audience seem to appreciate music a bit more than what they used to pre-COVID. So
Yes,
there's a bit
100%.
more people singing along, joining in and having the crack like a bit more, you know, even though socially distanced and all that kind of crack. But yeah, it's great. It's great to be back.
It's going to be different, because I was even just talking to someone there that's like even on my side of things, you know, God be the days where, and we are not advertising Frank and Honest, but if Centra want to get onto us about putting a Frank and Honest advert on the podcast, we could do that. But no, it's going to
another one.
Drop out coffee if you're watching this in Centra in the chat into Damien. It's going to be different because, like I said, at weddings or even nightclubs and stuff like that, this is going to sound disgusting, but sometimes when you be finished a gig, like, you just feel like, I would anyway, like half my face would be just sticky from people just shouting in your face trying to get requests across. And like, that ain't going to happen no more. I'm going to be like, put your request on a piece of paper. There's the desk, like, or text them in to me or something, because it's going to be different out there. It's definitely going to be different.
Yeah, look, you just have to kind of keep yourself safe, I suppose. But I can't really see it happening. I mean, 17 Jaeger bombs and a couple of pints, and people really just forget all about what happened the last couple of months, even though you're the sober one there, But, well, hello, I know Leary. How are you?
I know Larry jumping in. Damien looking
said,
well. He doesn't look half bad for in a front seat of a car, like.
Yeah, love you three, Annie. And he's down below in Dunman way. The reception must be good. The reception must be good down there.
They're
better
good
than here, anyway.
anyway. I've done a couple. Do you know the best thing about the Manual people? They love sing-alongs. I absolutely love to sing along. They really do. Like, they give it socks, and I've done a couple of gigs there now, and they really give it socks. To be fair to them, like.
Yeah. Anyone in Dunmanway looking for a singer? Check us out. Get us down there. Love sing songs.
We love sing songs. We've got Claire coming in as well. Claire is the manager of my favourite Elvis tribute act. Artist, not act. I got that wrong before. But everyone's getting back together. We got Linda Coughlan coming in. Hi, 4G. Everybody just seems to be commenting on this. But this is West Cork's finest. So, yeah. We're getting through it. We're going to get through it. So how did you manage to pick up a guitar all them years ago? How did this fascination with music start?
You know what? I picked up a guitar about 23 years ago. And it was only during COVID I actually learned how to play it properly. That's as true as God. My aunt had a guitar. I picked it up, strummed a couple of strings on it with nothing happening, got maybe 4 lessons and went on from there kind of learning. And in those times there was no such thing as YouTube and the internet for you to dial up to, and it might take you a week to get on. So I just kept on going, played a couple of trad sessions, got into it, always loved Irish music, and just went on from there. Met a couple of lads in McCormick, started up a band that we thought would amount to nothing really. We started in an attic with a drummer at the time, and we went on from the attic to do London, Scotland, Germany, America, and the length and breadth of this country as well. So it all went well, and then I suppose it was time to kind of give the liver a chance and give up and kind of try and stay home a couple of nights a week. And instead of gigging Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I hope the taxman's not watching. And so look, it started off, as I said, 20 odd years ago, and sure, once a chancer, always a chancer.
Sure, look, God loves a trier, hates a chancer, doesn't he? Or God loves a chancer, hates it. No, it's God loves a trier, hates a chancer. That's what it is, isn't it? So you've come a long way since them days in the attic.
Yeah. But going back to it over the last couple of months, when we were at home and not gigging, I just kind of went on watching a couple of videos on YouTube of a couple of different guitarists, and it was like mind blowing. Learned things that I never knew, and it just all clicked together, and it was great. So I suppose, you can only improve and keep improving, like.
That's it, man. And do you know what I have to ask? So you've only just learned how to play the guitar, so I think I'm owed a refund now for the amount of times you played the bar and you've just been sort of banging away at this so-called thing with 4 strings or 5 strings.
Yeah, you can send an email to customer support at
it'll be sent to spam.
Yeah, pretty much. Come here, I'm loving your lights and your drapes.
My lights and my drapes. Do you know the story behind my lights and my drapes? Like this, I'm a bit like the Wonder Bra. You know what I mean? Like, I'm great up top, but I'm only wearing my boxers underneath here. Like, you know what I mean? So like, it is really all it is a curtain from the charity shop, and I've got 2 uplighters, and that is it. That's it. Yeah. That is it. That is as good as my.
It's not Babe Station. It's Terrence on the West Cork. Yeah.
It's on the Cabinfeverpcast. Yeah, everybody's definitely going to look. Definitely
it's
going
not
to be
Babe
looking
Station, I swear.
Do you want me to change his colour just to make it a little bit easier to get into things, like, Is it reddening up your car a bit too much?
No. You're grand. You're looking beautiful.
Sure, Jesus, I try sometimes. Sometimes I try. It depends who I have on the podcast. That's it. I might try
It's
extra
great to
special
be
for a
young.
couple of people. Great to be young. Fuck's sake, we were only just
Yeah.
figuring out how old we were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're hitting, you're late, nearly 40, like 40 what, next year?
I am. I'm hitting it.
You
It's
feel
coming
it.
fast now.
Do you know what? Being 30 scared the holy shit out of me. When I was 29, I was like, my whole life is ahead of me. And then, like 2 days before my 30th, I started panicking. I started getting cold sweats. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm getting old. There's that whole sort of 29 to 30, you kind of go, oh, no, what am I going to do now type of scenario my whole entire life. But I hate to turn 30.
Blink
I
by.
don't like it.
Yeah, you just blink and there you are.
There you are, yeah. Well, yeah,
Old and wrinkled. Yeah, and you're tucking your balls into your socks.
I tried to sellotape everything else up just to make sure it stays in some type of a position.
Speaking of sellotape, in a quick panic to get the camera to be up here and not on the granddad pose down below, I bought a mounting there for the windscreen, and there was sticky stuff on it, and I only literally took it out of the box 10 minutes before I came onto it, and I just stuck it to the window, and I don't think it's coming back off.
It's going to be stuck.
Around. So if anyone sees me coming towards them in the car, just fucking avoid me because I won't be able to see it.
Oh yeah, that's it, man. It'll just be a little black thing. It'll look like one of them dash cameras, but it just won't be that.
So who do I send the invoice to for all the stuff I have to get for this now today? I have to buy earphones.
You can send it to customer care at idon'tcare.ie. And you probably won't get anything back. Maybe get error in connection or something. Maybe I'm not sure. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, domain not found.
So come here. Where did this love of Irish come from? We're all Irish, but there's a sense musicians in Ireland have got like two different routes they go down. And to be fair, you've always stayed very true to Irish. Like even sort of the more pop cultural songs, you always threw an Irish twist onto it. But you've kept true to the Irish sort of trad section. Like some artists, they play the guitar and they start going into bands and stuff like that, and they start doing the more charty stuff, the classics and stuff like that. But you've always stuck with the Irish. Where does that sort of love for the Irish history, it's real Irish history music that you sing, which is fantastic. And to be fair now, I'm not blowing smoke up your hole. You are great, to be fair. You're very good at your job. You can blow your own smoke up your hole. And but you've always kept true to what was you, which is, in fairness to you, is fair play. Not too many artists do that. But where's this love for Irish? Is it the history of it, or?
Well, just going by what you were saying, like a lot of talented musicians would probably call that being a one-trick pony. And that's all I know, Terence, and I'm not going to learn another stuff, No, I'm only messing. I suppose my own family would have been kind of into sing-songs and all Irish music, but when I started to learn the guitar, I only got a couple of lessons, so I ended up going to a trad group on a Thursday night in the Rathcormac in Rathcormac on a Thursday night when I was about 16, and I used to play with the lads there. They were all kind of traditional musicians and singers and stuff. So I learned the songs from playing with them throughout the years. Have a couple of pints on the Thursday night, went to school on the Friday morning, hung over into my English teacher, and she used to adore me on a Friday morning with a big head up me, two eyes like piss holes in the snow looking back at her. But so that's how I kind of got into it. They were the guys that I was playing with at the time, and we just kept going with the Irish stuff. Always into Christy Moore and the Furies and all those guys, So just picked up the songs, and once you learn them, they're there. Keep going on with it, but Irish music is great anyway. You can put any twist you want on any song and make it sound Irish. And the Americans love it. If anyone in America is looking for an Irish musician, give us a shout. We'd love to go to New York or something for the crack.
Anywhere, really, to be honest. You're not that picky. Yeah, anywhere that's got decent broadband.
And if there's sunshine, better again. We'll take it. No problem.
Yeah, no, do you know, they do. The Americans. Actually, speaking of America right now, this is going to be a really weird thing. Your song sounds... right, before we get into the whole song and the history behind your song and why it is and what it's about and stuff like that, how are you finding putting it up on Spotify? I've put some of these podcasts on Spotify and I find it so. Sometimes they're like, it's really big, sometimes it's really small, and it's sort of hit and miss with me. But I found a little icon or little tab that tells you where you're most listened to, right? And I have got 40% of my audience is actually in Texas in America, right?
Yeah.
The other 30% of my audience, yes, Texas. So a big shout out to everybody listening to us in Texas. The other 30% is in Indonesia, which I have no idea why they're listening to me in Indonesia. Maybe to learn English from someone with easy words that won't use big complicated words or anything like that. But if you're listening to us in Indonesia, again, big shout out to all you guys. And the rest then
if
is
you're
kind of
learning
a mixture
English
between
from
Europe.
this channel, if you're learning English from this channel, God love you. He's from Dublin. Really, he's living in Bantry. And I tell you, the stuff that he comes out with, don't be listening to that stuff. But
it is strange. Like, I have no idea why.
It is, yeah.
In Texas, I have no idea why I'm in Indonesia, but they're my two biggest markets right now, and I have no idea. Like,
yeah, cool.
It's strange. Like, it really is strange.
Yeah, there was a guy asked me actually today. Tom O'Neill, he wrote the book on Spike Island, which is kind of where I got a lot of the information in the end about my great grandfather, who the new song is about. But he asked me, have I CDs for sale? Like, and I said, geez, no, Tom, because I said it's only the one song, and there wouldn't be much money in making one CD. But like, CDs are gone. Like, you know, they are like. So everything else is out on Spotify, and like, I went to a distributor to put out this song, like, and the list of things that they put it on is as long as your arm, you know, and it's amazing. Like, it's there's YouTube, Deezer, I can't even think of half of them, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and there's about 30 other ones on the list that I've never even heard of. Just to go and download the song or to stream the song or whatever. Like, but Spotify is cool. The song is only up since last week, so I'm still going in every day looking at the numbers, and there's been a couple of listeners in Dublin and London and a couple of places. It's so specific, it even tells you Fermoy is one of the
it tells you your age group as well, and your gender as well. I've spotted that as well. Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. So look, I've only been on it a week, but so far it's cool. It's a new experience for me. It's class, you know. And it's nice to be able to see it too, and to see how far the song is going, like, you know. So
it's great though. But isn't it crazy that you can do something, like I said, from this little podcasting, which I have absolutely no idea where it's going. We were saying, and you can hit Indonesia, like, do you know what I mean? Or you can hit Texas in America, or you can hit the freaking North Pole, and you can do it from,
you're worldwide.
Like this, you know, like we're doing this basically. You're sitting in the front seat of your car. I'm sitting in a basement, and we're doing this, and it's reaching the other side of the world. That is pretty crazy, like.
Yeah, any gobshite can go on the internet and make loads of money. Jesus, send in your donations now on Facebook. I was getting to that part, Terence. Hang on now. Send in your donations now on Facebook.
Yeah. What is that? OnlyFans? No, it's not. It's the other one. It's
fans only. Yeah.
Fans only? Is that the other one? Is it fans only or OnlyFans? Which is the one where they got?
No,
like,
that's the one where they take their clothes off for money and stuff.
Sure. No, definitely I wouldn't make no money that way anyway. Definitely not. I'd probably like.
You were looking down there. The box is all right.
I'd be charged to go on them sites to be taking me down. People might actually pay me to put my clothes on. Who knows?
Actually, speaking about being paid, I don't know. You put up the comment on the Cabin Fever podcast Facebook page. You didn't see the message by Yasmin, no?
Yeah, I want to know where that is too, actually, to be fair.
Did you see it? She was selling tickets. She had tickets and she had proof of purchase and everything. So I actually messaged her. I asked her how much were the tickets because I'm trying to buy them all day and I couldn't get them. So I don't think she's replied yet. I can't check it either because I'm afraid to press a button in case I go kaput.
I know, I saw that, and I said to Aoife, I said, I just love to comment on it, like, just to see what would come about it, you know what I mean? And she's like, will
Why
you stop
didn't you?
being such an idiot? Like, just stop being such an idiot. You just let yourself down on Facebook so often. And I go, well, yeah,
Well,
you're
if
probably
I'm
right.
in Egypt because I commented on it, I wanted to know where, like,
Did.
I wanted to know how much they were. That's all I want to know.
How much we're worth.
How much are we doing the splits?
Jesus, I would honestly go for a pint now at this stage. If he buys both pint bottles, I'm sure we'll drink them, no problem. It'd be grand. Just 2 pint bottles. No hassle.
Yeah,
You can come see the show.
I can't. I'm driving.
Well, I don't go. I could probably stagger up the stairs. All right, I've staggered up worse. I can
Yeah,
make it. But yeah, come here. Right, we have to talk about this. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. But we've got all night anyway. Well, we've got all night
it's not
until the
rush.
centre knocks off their lights, and then you're in the dark completely.
No, I do. I
So,
have my own lights. Look,
oh, fancy. Oh, there
there's
we
fancy.
go.
Yeah.
I
Beautiful.
honestly, if anyone's out there watching this, please take a picture. It's going to be on joe.ie tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Man in office pretending to be at work in his car.
yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
Do you know? Do you know the way you see these bloggers out and about, and they've got the phone up and they're doing their live things, and you're going, "What a clown! Like, what are they doing?" Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
everybody.
You're that clown now.
Yeah, I'm the clown. Oh God.
But yeah, come here. Tell me what's the song about? It is 1921. I got the name of it right, didn't I?
That's right. It is
Yeah.
1921,
I was a bit
and
nervous about saying that.
it's a collaboration between me and my great grandfather,
Okay.
who was
How's
an
he
Irish
doing?
volunteer. I don't know. I never met him, but he had a sup of whiskey last Saturday night. Anyway, we gave him an old drop of it.
Did you?
As we were passing through the graveyard coming back from the launch, so I'm sure he's happy enough.
Of
Well,
course he is. So go
we,
on,
we
tell
threw it
me
where
the whole story, because there is a good story behind this. So we're not going to make fun. I'm not
there.
going to make fun of the stories anymore. So tell the actual story.
Why not, Terence? Don't make it so serious now. I get nervous if you make it serious. Like, yeah. So he was an Irish volunteer in the War of Independence for Ireland back in 1921 and probably previous to that. So we never knew that he was an Irish volunteer, and I went with Yvonne for a day trip on a Sunday on a whim. We were looking for some place to go. We ended up on Spike Island taking the tour, and as we were walking around, I went into the War of Independence Museum. There was 17 or 18 folders on a table. I picked one up and I turned the page, and I saw down on the end of the page it said Pat Coughlan, Rack Cormac, the 6th of the 10th, 1921, Spike. And I said, Jesus, I wonder is he a relative of mine? And I looked, and he had written on the page, he had written a poem, which was basically a tribute to the men of 1916 and for what they had fought for or whatever. So I was intrigued, and I took a photograph of it, and I said, we'll figure out now, was he related? So it turned out he was. After a bit of research and whatever, it turned out he was related. So I just thought to myself it would make a lovely song to put more lyrics to it and put a couple of verses to it and turn it into a song and put his words into a song and get it out there as a kind of a tribute to him and a tribute to the men of 1921. So that's what I did, and that's where the song came from. And I got in touch with the people of Spike Island as well, and the information that they threw back at me was unbelievable. They got all the dates for his arrests and how long he was interned for, and it was a journey. Like, it was to research the song, to put the verses to it, and to read what they went through. It was something that I personally wouldn't have known the ins and outs of. I knew it happened and what the story was with it, but to actually read the accounts of people that lived through that war and who fought that war, so the research in it brought me a bit closer to that, and it definitely wasn't by chance that I found his poem to have so many folders there and to pick one up and turn one page and find it, like, I'm not a one for the holy blessings now or anything like that, Terence, like, but there was something
There was
in
faith.
that, like,
Yeah.
So that's how it came about. That was the background behind it. I kind of I found it in 2019, in May 2019, and I kind of had a lot of time to work on it and to figure out how to work the computer and how to record it. That was something else we'll talk about in a minute. But anyway, so I want to, obviously, he had dated the poem that he written. The day he wrote it was the 6th of the 10th, 1921, and it released last Wednesday, on the 6th of the 10th, 2021. So 100 years had passed exactly to the day since he wrote it, and it released on Spotify.
That's fucking cool, man. That is cool.
Yeah, it's a good story, and I can't myself say the song is good, like, but I've been told it's alright. But
I've listened to it, and you know what? It's a powerful song. You can feel it. You know, it means something to you, this song, and you can actually feel the passion in it and stuff like that. You know, it's a great song, to be fair. And I did have an old listen to it before. Well, this morning I was like, geez, I better do my homework, because I definitely think he'll ask me questions. So I did. No, I do like it, man. It is a great. Do you know, what is it? It's not the streets of New York, but it's not. It's. You know, it's a balance of a song. It's a very balanced song. It's not one of them. You know, do you know that song that when you're in a session and someone starts singing it and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, here it comes. It just kills the crowd altogether. Like, you know,
I did that deliberately, like, actually. Yeah. It's not a faldi day lie till there or fucking it's Irishy, and it's got the Irish stamp on it, but the music behind it is probably more of a blues kind of music, and it's a bit more modernized or whatever. Like,
and it is up, like I said, it's not one of them kill songs, like, you know what I mean? Like, we've got the thing about Irish people, and this is just fantastic. Like, you could be at a wedding, the best session in the fucking world, and Tommy Tiernan does a great joke about it, and he's like, then there's one sort of maybe 20, 30-year-old girl that starts singing about the fucking, all the men are gone and all the sheep are dead and all the cows have fucking foot and mouth, and you know, there's always that one song that absolutely obliterates the crowd after everything's finished and the sing song starts, and there's one that gets up twisted drunk and starts singing this what can only be described as a funeral march song, like, you know what I mean? It's brutal, but it happens at every wedding. You can fucking see it. Like, if you're taking down gear, you can see after, even when I'm finished after a wedding or even a party or stuff, and you're starting to take it down, and everybody's singing and everyone's still in great form, and everyone's bopping away and everything's great.
Yeah.
And then you get to, oh sure, Michelle for a song in the corner, and Michelle's over there just drowning her sorrows in a triple vodka and Lucozade all fucking night. And
sorry,
then she starts
Michelle's watching.
Yeah, sorry, Michelle's watching. That name just came out of my head, really. I'll be on cancel culture in the morning. The Michelles, forget the Karens. It's going to be the Michelles are going to be after me tomorrow.
God, don't even get started on the Karens. We'll be in trouble.
God, fucking right. Yeah, my mother's a Karen. That's what I keep calling her. You're just a typical Karen, a cranky old bitch. But yeah, no, and it's guaranteed at every single wedding it happens, like, you know what I mean? Or even, you guys know, when I remember you guys used to bring up people to sing a song at a wedding and stuff like that, and like the song they'd pick up, do you know this song? Oh, the boys are dead. And you're going, Jesus, how are we going to fucking pick up the people after this? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's always that one person that has that absolutely, like, nuclear bomb of a song that kills everybody. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep, you know these ones that say, play something we can dance to, and then you play something they can dance to, and then they turn around, would you play Grace?
Grace is a fabulous song.
It's a great song.
It's probably the best song Irish culture has.
Yeah.
But
some people are saying it's the new Wagon Wheel, because you can play it 4 times in a night and people love it. They go mad for it.
I fucking hated Wagon Wheel, man. Oh Jesus, that was a pain in my side. Like, actually, no. Do you know what I hated more? Hit the Diff. I hated Hit the Diff more, to be fair.
I never learned the words of that song, I have to admit.
Yeah, no.
I
Hit the Diff.
I dodged bullets, yeah.
Yeah,
but
no,
we were singing Wagon Wheel me and the lads in Gaelic Brew were singing Wagon Wheel ever before it became famous by that other fella from Liverpool. And so we were well sick of it by the time it actually came around because we were singing it away before he was. He obviously did a better job on it and he was picked up when we weren't. But anyway, that's a story for another day, you know.
Just it's amazing how Pat's just slightly different, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been singing Grace for years too, but it only got popular in 2016.
Yeah. But Grace has been a great song. What's his name? Sings an absolute fabulous version of that. Rod Stewart. Sings it unbelievable. And he does it live as well. And it's
but he's just a sex machine of a man. Like, he could sing anything and they'll all throw their knickers at him. He's at it with years.
He's at it with years, that fecker. But in fairness to him, he can sing it. He does it in a bar. Actually, if you can catch it on YouTube, he actually does it in a bar with a couple of drinks and the fella in the string and the guitar, and he sings it live, like just a cappella, like just solo. And he does it brilliantly. And in fairness to him, he's an Englishman and all that, like, but still and all.
Scottish, isn't he?
Is he? No, he's English, isn't he? Or is he Scottish? I thought Rod Stewart was English. See, this is where I need to invest. I need to get like one of them. Joe Rogan has
another
Jamie.
Computer.
You know, I need one of them Jamies to be like Googling all this stuff when I'm talking about it, so I don't need to be too much of a fucking idiot. I think he's a...
Aoife Terrence needs an assistant.
Yeah, I need an assistant. Someone just to fucking come online and make sure that I'm not an idiot. I
could be wrong, but doesn't he have an affiliation with Celtic or something?
Do you know what? We're going to have to Google this. I think we might have to Google this. Hang on a second.
I can't anyway, because if I hit that arrow button, I'm gone. Like,
that's it. Is he? Hang on a second. He's a British. Hold on. He's British, so that means he's not English anyway. That's a start.
Yeah, but sure, look, it doesn't. No, hang on now a second. If they say that, they claim everyone that's famous, so don't worry about that.
Well, see, that's how we know he's not English, though, because he would say that if he was English, they would say he was English. If he's British, that means he's either from Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, or Scotland. So he is Scottish and English ancestry.
I'm sure he'd say that he was more Scottish.
I'm sure he will, and I've probably wronged the man. So yeah, he sold 250 million records worldwide. Does a great song of Grace, though.
I sold 2 on iTunes.
So close. Just small steps, baby steps. Just keep moving. Just keep swimming.
I'm coming to get you, Rod.
I'll catch you one of these days. He might be dead by the time you catch him, but hey, look, we might all be dead by the time you sell 250 million copies of that song. That won't be a bad thing, to be fair. What's Spotify give you? 0.0011 cent?
I'll let you know next week when nothing comes through.
When you get all of €1 after 100 sales.
Yeah.
No, you don't. We've got Neil Williams. He wants a question asked. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song.
Is your favorite song to play or your favorite song? Let's give us both of them. What's your favorite song to play? And it can't be
no, you know what? At the minute, I don't know if you heard of this guy. His name is Andy Dunn. He's from Cork.
Oh.
You surely heard of Andy Dunn.
Yes.
He plays a lot in the Oliver Plunkett.
I think I know this guy all right. I don't personally know, but I think I do know him all right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a song called "Take This Man," and I love it. I love playing with it. I'll sing that in a pub, and no one will have a clue what it is or whatever, and they'll just think it's another song from some artist that's famous or whatever. No, yeah, but it's by Andy Dunn. It's a great song, and yeah, love playing it. Absolutely love playing it. Another good one is "Land Down Under." Do you know that song?
I was going to bring that up in a while. I was waiting.
I don't think I played that since. I think we only played that just to mess with your head.
Did you? I did not, honest to God, hear any other song for about 6 months fucking afterwards. Everywhere I went, it was Land Down Under. And even when it gets played now, I still think of you guys, to be fair. Like, that song is sold, I think. But yeah, that was funny, that. That's just fucking stuck in my head for days and months afterwards. Like, and just your version.
We're singing that tonight.
I will be. I fucking 100%
Yeah, I
know I
hope
will
you
be
close
singing.
your eyes now. You'll hit your head will hit the pillow tonight. Now you close your eyes and you go, traveling right out, come back, and you're like, well, fuck him anyway.
Could happen, man. I've had weirder thoughts in my head, to be fair. So anything could go.
Yeah. In terms of like, oh my god, there's so many songs. I have so many songs now that I have to use a tablet when I'm playing just to remember half the words because there's so many of them. But yeah, like I I do everything now, like from Johnny Cash, Elton John, Christy Moore, Dire
What Elton John
Straits,
songs do you know?
Your Song.
Your song? That's a good song.
Yeah,
Your song or
yeah,
my song?
Your Song.
You sure it's not mine, though?
Well, we can call it yours, but I hope you don't mind. Like, I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, maybe so. This could go on puns all night now. We won't.
Yeah. We
We
can
just
pull it
keep
up.
we just keep going. But
We can pull it over what it is.
we can. Yeah, Christy Moore, Elton John. That's quite a stretch to go from.
It is
Christy
like
Moore to Elton John.
they're poles apart. Like, and like as I Dire Straits, the Beatles, UB40, and
Men at Work.
back to Jim McCann. Then, like, so like there's a big spectrum there. Like, we cater for everyone. Like,
One for everybody
um,
in the audience.
yeah, yeah. But not like being a DJ where you can just press the play button. You actually have to go and learn these songs. Like,
Oh, Jesus, I was waiting for that.
do you know any DJs?
No good ones.
Are you at anything? Are you DJing? Are you doing any events?
No. Well, I was actually gigging during the summer, right? And I'll give you the story behind this. I was when COVID hit, I was doing like kiddies discos, and I said this quite a few times in the podcast, but I was never more nervous in my whole entire life doing my first Facebook Live gig. Like just the camera in front of me, just looking at me. I
Yep.
was like literally cold sweats were coming down me. Like, you know what I mean? I was going like, and I pressed play and I'd run into position and make sure everything was going according to plan. That was great. I did them for the kids. Jesus, I did about maybe 10 or 15 of them. It was nearly for the whole summer. I think it was nearly every Wednesday I did it. Was it Wednesday or
Yeah.
Thursday? Something like that. And they were great fun because all the kids were dancing and stuff like that. So I did it for sort of the kids' age group, and it was anything they wanted to play. And
Yeah.
then I had some in-hotel stuff during the summer. One of the local hotels here, the Maritime, was doing entertainment for kids as well. And then it was more kids' discos and stuff like that. I've done 3 weddings since COVID. I did one last year, and it was really good fun because it was kind of in that time where everything opened up, and you were allowed like 20 or 30 people at the wedding, but you had to stay sitting down and the music had to stay really low and stuff like that. But there was a great sense of devilment in the air because everybody knew that they shouldn't dance and they shouldn't sing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So as the hotel staff were coming in, everybody sat down. As the hotel staff were going out, everybody got up and danced around. So it was great crack, like, it was really good fun.
Like cows being sent out into fresh grass, bucking and kicking and leaping, all excited with life.
Yeah, it was great fun. Like, it really was, because there was a sense of devilment in the air because everybody was, you couldn't dance and stuff like that. And then I did one probably about a month ago, and that was really good too. Now, we did finish up at, was it 1:15, I think it was. And that was great fun too, because like that now, everybody was happy, everything was good, everybody was just so happy just to be able to just be normal again, you know what I mean, just to fucking have a bit of crack and, swing your arms around in the air and pick each other up, and it was good fun. It was really good. You couldn't miss, like, to be fair.
Cool. It's good to be back, like, isn't it?
But it was kind of nervous going back there the first time, though. It was kind of nervous, to be fair. I did.
Is your finger jittering over the play button?
I've never there.
Jesus Christ! I hope it works.
I did check the car 3 times. 3 times before I left to do that gig to make sure I had everything, because I was scared of my shit that I would forget either a power lead, or I'd forget my laptop, or I'd forget something. And I was scared. I genuinely was nervous doing that wedding I just did about a month ago. And no, I went off without a hitch. Like, it was fine. It was great and everyone loved it. But it's amazing how you can go from doing something that you could do 3 times a week to worrying about it again. And I think that's what kept everything fresh.
Isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's like you take so much for granted. You take getting up in front of people and talking on the mic for the first time. You haven't done that in a very long time. And just even picking song choices, like you get really over, like, again, I'm a lazy musician. If I could play a guitar, I just use it to hit someone over the head with it. But I just press play. But there is a certain amount of thinking and
there is, No, my first gig back, I was the same. Yeah, I wrote out like 2 set lists worth of songs because I was saying I'm never going to be able to stand up there, finish the song, and think of what I'm going to play next if I don't have them written out. So that was the same. But going back to those Facebook Lives, like, this is great. This is fine. You're talking to someone. This is grand. But Facebook Live, when you're looking at yourself, like, and there's no one talking back to you, and you're like, how you doing? Like, and you're getting nothing back, and you're saying, leave a comment there, and there's no one leaving a comment, and you're just going, oh, Jesus Christ. It brings out the bag of nerves, like, doesn't it?
It does, man. It really does. Because you're kind of going, are they just always drunk when I'm playing music? Or am I just not that interesting? Or what's going on? Because you really start overthinking what you are good at. You know what I mean? And that is the problem. There's a disconnect there, because people could be listening, they could be watching you, they could be enjoying it, but they won't comment. And you don't know who's watching what, or else you're looking at the top corner and you're seeing the eyeball go from 1 person to 7 people, and you're like, okay, I have 7 people. Then it goes back down to 0, and you're like, oh fuck, and then it goes back up again. So you're kind of judging the amount of people watching you, how good the gig is going. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I did two lives. One of them was last Saturday night, and the other one was the first lockdown, I think. And I listened back to him, like, you know, and you remember that Tommy Tiernan joke about his friend coming back on a plane, and he had something in his head to say, but Declan Moffat, and he only picked up fucking 3 words out of the whole sentence that he wanted to say.
Yeah.
That's what, listening back to him, the 2 lives that I did, like, and the sentences that I was supposed to be saying made absolutely no sense whatsoever. So I can understand why nobody commented underneath for a good fucking half an hour, like, you know, because I was just making no sense. Do you ever shut up and sing a song? You do that better. You're grand. At least you know the words that are going to be coming out, like, you know. Yeah. But it's nerve-wracking. You're just looking at yourself on the screen, and the thing about it is, when you're looking at yourself on the screen, you're 30 seconds behind on the screen, so everything is out of sync and the whole lot, like, and it just doesn't make sense whatsoever, like, you know.
Yeah, it's straight, but we had to do something. I felt like we had to do something.
Yeah.
Do you know? And that was I was like, you know, that was, to be honest, that was kind of why this kind of came about. Like, I did run a sort of a demo radio station here. I was just seeing what it was like, because I was bored out of my fucking tree. I went from doing 100 hours a day to doing literally nothing. So I had loads of time to think, and with my level of IQ being very, very level, that's like putting all of my brain cells in a row, all 3 of them, and trying to get them to work. Now, in fairness, they did put a couple of things together, and we went with the radio station, and then I found out the radio station was taking up too much time. So then I started having people on the radio station to sort of fill the time, because like that now, I was going, do they want to hear me talk, or do they want to just hear music? And I was going backwards and forth, whether just to keep like a playlist playing, and I was going, that loses the whole interaction then, type of thing, you know? And then the thing about it was only the 3 nights I went live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that was it then. You couldn't sort of repeat it, you couldn't find it anywhere. There was no shelf life on it. Because YouTube would take you down because of copyright laws and stuff like that. Whereas this, you can talk shit, you can do whatever you want, and leave it up on YouTube for all of 5 or 6 people to watch it next week or the week after. So that's basically why this came about. And as my mother says, I've been talking shit since I've come out of the womb. So yeah, that's really where this whole podcast came about. And I know some cool people, and like Bantry's got some cool people here as well. So like, yeah, just you know, some people like it, some people don't. It's not for everybody, but look it.
I
If
was
people
look,
find it
you'll always have
interesting,
that. Yeah. But
some
it's
people
cool. Like
find it
it's
interesting.
it's it's something different. Like I mean,
Yeah.
what's the point in having another radio station playing when you've Spotify and all these things where people can get their music, and you've speaking of Spotify, 1921, check it out.
Check it out. We'll
Spotify.
leave a link. We'll put a link in. We'll put a link in it. We will. We'll click
Pay
this
me
button.
money down.
Just buy as many as you can. Buy 1921. Yeah,
we just
my
casually
American.
throw that in there, like.
Shameless plug as always. Yeah, that's what we're doing it for.
Oh, we once got paid over in America. We got paid $100 to sing one of those songs that you were on about earlier on. What's that one about Ellis Island?
Streets of New York.
No, it wasn't Streets of New York. No, because we didn't even know the words. We had to Google them and put them on to kind of blag our way through it, but to earn the $100. Yeah.
Ellis Island.
Annie Moore from Ireland, who was only 15 years. Isle of Hope. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears, but it's not the Isle left behind.
Go on.
So we knew enough of it. We knew enough of it to blag it, but like shameless. We would have done anything for money over there. We'd have bucket out in front of us, and we just kept asking for money.
Jesus, why not? Shameless Irish people.
You know over there, right? When you're a typical Irish fella now playing on stage, like, and you've a big bucket in front of you, and you can just see notes, right?
Yeah,
and you say, yes, boy, loads of money, and you finish up and you count it. They're all $1 notes, and you only have $25.
I will tell you, actually, right? This is a funny thing. You were supposed to play Vegas way back, like 4 or 5 years ago. It was the last time you were supposed to play Vegas. And we were supposed to be in Vegas the same time you guys were going to be there, but it was all cancelled because of the snowstorm. And you were supposed to play the Laughing Shamrock or the Three Shamrocks or the Three Leprechauns or something like that over in the Mirage. No, it wasn't. It was in New York. What's it fucking called?
Do you know what? I think I was actually gone from the lads at that stage.
At that stage?
I was. Because they had another tour booked over, and Vegas was part of it. I was it the Re-Raw?
I can't remember.
Re-Raw in Vegas.
I genuinely can't remember.
I think I was gone.
I've been to Vegas a couple of times. I love Vegas. I love the madness of the place. But it's not so mad now since they've made sort of gambling legal in America. Like the Americans seem to just leave all their gambling at home now. Like Vegas has gone very subdued. But I remember going into a bar and just tipping, like America, tipping, going home, and I was going, fuck, I'm after spending so much money. I was probably tipping people fucking $50 and $20 all the time because I thought they were $1 bills, or they were all the same color, so I wasn't even looking at whose faces were on them. I was just going, yeah, here we go. Realized I spent an absolute fucking fortune, like frightening amount of money, and I was going, Jesus. I wasn't trying to be big. I was just a small bit drunk and not realizing how much money. At least when we have the monopoly money over here, you kind of know by looking in your wallet, there's a $5, there's a $10, there's a $20, there's a $50, and if you're really lucky, you might get one of the green ones. And if you're really, really lucky, if you're a drug dealer, you might have the purple ones, the €500 notes. But yeah, all their money is the exact same color, and you think you're very, very rich if you have a fucking wallet full of notes. But it's just all, like you can have $101 bills, and your wallet looks stacked and packed and all that. Like
some culture over there too for tipping, like, isn't it? Like.
We'll get that way. We will get that. We are slowly, as my grandfather used to always say, he said Ireland is 15 to 20 years behind America. So what's happening in America now will happen in Ireland in 20 years' time. That's what he used to say. He used to do a lot of traveling over there. But it is happening. Like you see now, you can't leave a restaurant without leaving a tip now.
Yeah.
But
the only thing is, though, like you're going to have to get one of those card readers installed in your arm or something if you want to tip in a couple of years' time, because like cash is running out. Like
it's frightening, man.
There's no notes left. Everyone's tapping their phones. Not even a card. It's your phone now.
No, it's just your phone. You don't even carry a wallet anymore. It's just your phone. And that is
crazy.
scary. Like, I haven't touched, for a person that, well, the pub was open, you were able to have cash at all times. Like, I haven't touched cash in a year.
Yeah.
Like, so I've had small cash, like if I do tips for jobs and stuff like that, but
the taxman's rubbing his hands.
The taxman is going to be fucking
everything is digital now, lads. You're all goosed. You're all fucked. You know,
Revolut. Put all tips into Revolut, please. Put all tips into Revolut. Yeah, you try to hide it some bit. But yeah,
because it's October, I'd say I got about 5 emails already this week from Ross Online to say, come on. I don't know what you think you're going to get, lads, because we haven't been gigging in the past 18 months. Like, you know, I have a couple of receipts. All right, I need a few pound back from me. You know, but,
my VAT return will be huge, you fuckers. Look, it's happening, man. It's scary. I don't know whether we'd be better off with or without it, though. I know culture is changing, but I still like to see what I have in my hand. Like, that's kind of, because if I don't see it, I don't think I'm spending it. So I kind of sure, more drink. Tap the phone.
It's too easy, like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's frightening, though. It's frightening, especially if you get half drunk in a pub with Irish people, like, you know. The only good thing is that if you own a bar now, you won't ever get hit for credit, because you're going to go, you have your phone. Show me your money. I can see you have money. You won't go, here, I'm short a tenner. Will you give me 2 points type of thing? You'd be like, show me your phone, fucker.
To anyone watching, you know, to anybody watching, what's the most ridiculous thing that you've bought online because you could just use your card and, you know, go for it? What's the most ridiculous thing that you've bought? Send in your comments.
I've got two. I have two. The most ridiculous thing I bought in the middle of the night was the rodeo bull I had for a couple of years.
Oh,
I bought a rodeo bull at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just said, fuck it, why not? That was that was it. That was one of my stupidest things I bought in the middle of the night. Yeah.
At least someone was getting a riding anyway, I suppose.
That made me money, though, to be fair to it. It did make me money. And then the insurance just went sky high on the fucking things. And I was lucky enough someone else was looking to buy it off me. So I just sort of said, yeah, take it away. So, I was lucky with it. It made me money at the time, in fairness to it. And it also made me money when it was bought from me, when I sold it. So there's not too many things at 2 o'clock in the morning that you can buy that makes you money. And then
that was profitable, so yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was profitable. Yeah. And what was the second thing, Terence?
The second
thing? Do you want to skip on, do you?
Yeah, I'll ask you, you fucker. What was the first thing you ever bought online? You're dodging these questions. It's supposed to be me asking you questions, not the other way around.
Come here, I'm after buying so much equipment and sending it back to those crowd over in Germany for music. Yeah. You know?
Torment is a bitch. Because you just go in there. It's like a black hole for us musicians. Like, well, I wouldn't call myself a musician, but it is a black hole.
It is, yeah. You go in and you want to buy something kind of sensible, like a couple of plectrums or strings or something that you really need, and you end up buying something that you're never going to fucking use. Like that now in adverts.
Yeah, adverts, yeah. But you know what gets me at home, and they fucking do it perfectly, is the whole sort of €15 postage and packaging to Ireland. I will spend €50 to get that free postage.
Yeah. You spend over 199, we'll send it to you for free, and if you don't, you're paying
And that's where it gets fucked up, because you have your basket done, and your basket comes to like €144 or something like that, and you're kind of going, if I pay €15 now, that brings it up to like 160, 170, and you're kind of going, fuck, it's only 30 more euros to get something for free. So then you turn around and you go, sure, look, I'll buy this extra light, or I'll buy this thing. And before you know where you are, your bill is €480, and you've gone, oh, fuck, what have I done here? But that €15.
I have so many XLR leads and jack to jack leads. I could actually open up a bondage dungeon or something, because you could just tie up so many people with them. Yeah. I have leads coming out of drawers at home. If anyone's ever stuck, give me a shout.
You'll sell them for a $5.
Oh God, stop! Yeah, just to add that in, that little extra on, just to get the free delivery. Like, look, as you do.
They catch us every time. It happens.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Every single time. Like,
They are masters at it. Like,
but they are great. They do a great product, though. To be fair, and the shipping
they
back
are.
and forth, and they're a
Yeah.
great organization. And if Tom would ever want to put ads in the podcast, just down there, just ask. I have no problem. But what I want to buy, do
Yeah.
you know what I've
And
been looking at? I don't know what go on.
Yeah, go on. Sorry. No, go on.
I was. Do you know the only thing I want to buy is one of them Roadcaster Pros. Have a look at it when you get off. I just can't justify what it is for what it is and what I'll use it for. I now have, what am I looking at here? I've got a mixer connected to a phone so I can hear when people ask questions. I have that coming into this ear, and I have another mixer over here telling me what you're saying in this ear. And then I have my own voice coming into both my ears. So I have 3 mixers working all at the same time to try and balance everything out. And the Roadcaster Pro would do it all for me. But I have all this in front, and it looks very snazzy when it's sort of set up, but it's really just me being a cheap-ass fucker and not buying the one product that would do everything 10 times better than what I have. But the Roadcaster Pro.
I'll stop you there because you don't need it.
No, you don't.
It sounds
you
great.
Don't need it.
You don't.
You don't. But
that's like
look,
I came across a good one there on YouTube a couple of weeks back. It was this guy, and he was on about getting caught in a rabbit hole for buying equipment, like, and he said, stop buying guitar pedals. The only guitar pedal that's going to make you good is a looper pedal, because it makes you practice. Anything after that is just a waste of money, and it's true. Like, if another pedal comes into the house at home, it'll probably be the cause of my death.
I always love watching guitarists set up their pedals. Like, some of them might have 16 or 20. They look like they're doing that fucking, that arcade game where you jump on all the pedals to match the dance. Just Dance.
Tap dancing.
They look like that. Like, some of them. There's a load of buttons in front of them. Like, and then you look at the likes of Ed Sheeran, and he's been doing it with like one looping pedal since he was 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's built his whole life around that one pedal. Like,
if you look at his YouTube video about his setup, like, I mean,
he's got that big board.
You and me will never see the likes of the money that's spent on that kind of crack. But anyway, there's a lot more going on than what you see there. But
yeah.
But sure, listen, we can only dream. Although, you know what? We played on a couple of stages that are set up that way, and they're nice to play too,
Yeah.
Those big stages, like,
I haven't done big stages. Oh no, I have. I've done some big events.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've done the starter marathons and stuff like that. They've been fun. But like, the best wedding I ever did was 15 up until last year. That was good fun. There was 30 people at that one in COVID. Up until that point, there was only 15 people at this wedding that I did, and it was a 9 to 12 gig. And they just loved Joe Dolan. They wanted Joe Dolan, Christy Moore, and what was the other? They wanted some Elton John and Tom Jones. That's all they wanted for the 3 hours, and every single song hit, regardless of what the song was. Couldn't miss once I played any of them 4, and it was fantastic. They sung the entire night. They entertained themselves. I was literally just a bystander there, where I am most nights anyway, but they loved it. It was great. They absolutely loved it, and it was one of the best feelings I've ever had. And that was only a gig with 15 people, so it doesn't matter if you're playing in front of 15,000 people or 15 people. It's just the feeling of the gig, really, to be fair,
Yep.
I think
absolutely it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, no, but the staff from Centra are just coming out to their cars now to go home, and they're looking, going, what in the name of Jesus is going on there?
I hope to God someone takes a picture and puts it up on you. I really do. This could be the best viral moment of the podcast. So yeah, this could be the most viral moment of the podcast. I hope it does. The only other time
I doubted some of.
No, the only other time it's happened is when I have Imagine Broadband here, and they break my fucking heart. They do sometimes, and it completely disconnected. The whole network went down one night. So I had Liz on the podcast, the girl that I went to school with. And I just lost all connection. I had no internet, nothing at all. And in fairness, she held the fort down for about half an hour, and I had to ring her and say, "Look, you have to come off the podcast. I can't get on it." And she was still live on the podcast while it was going. And she was like, "Yeah, Terrence just rang me, and I have to come off the podcast because he can't come back on it." And to be fair, she kept the whole thing going, and she actually had more interaction when I was off the screen than I did when I was on the screen. So that may be saying something. But that was the most viral moment up to there. I would love if the guards just appear and just start knocking on the door, saying, "Are you all right there, young fella?"
Sure, we'll ask them a few questions while they're there as well. Sure, why not?
We might as well bring them on in the podcast.
Yeah,
hey, we're aiming for Joe.ie in the morning. That's what we're aiming for with this podcast. That'll be the
you get your life story there now, Garrett. Come on, tell us all. What's going on in the village? Who's doing who? What's happening?
Who'd you stop? Who'd you stop doing the donuts in the back lanes there and stuff like that? Do you know what?
Actually, last Saturday night when I went live for the launch of the single, and there was 4 women sitting to the right of me, and I swear to God, by the time the gig finished, I had all the news got, because they were chatting. They were 4 kind of local enough women, like, you know, and I catch a sentence here and there, like, you know, and geez, I all the news got was great. Do you know when these ones are chatting away alongside you, and you're trying to tune in, like, and maybe get a word in edgeways, like, but I love that. I love those kind of gigs, like, you know.
They're great. They're good fun. And you hear, like you said, you hear the whole world's news in them short. And like them 4 or 5 women are better than the Evening Echo. Like, they'll have everything. And they'll have the right story.
Yeah, and they come up to you at the end and they say, "Jesus, you were great," and you say, "Thanks very much, but you were talking all night. Were you listening?" Like, "Oh yeah, Jesus, we were listening all night. It was great. Thanks very much." And they didn't stop talking the whole fucking night. They're the ones you want. It makes the gig so much easier. Like,
come here, the easy gigs are always the best gigs. You know what I mean? Now, right, we must wrap this up, brother, because we can't have you getting in trouble with the guards. As much as I would love the guards to sort of rap on asking you what you were doing, we've got to wrap it up because it's getting late. It's 10:10 over here now. So wherever you are in Shannon, and your battery's probably going to dead because I don't think you have a charger. Do you have a charger connected? Did you think of that?
No, but I got a new phone 2 weeks ago and the battery's very good.
Oh, so we can go all night if you want. Do you know what I mean? We can call this the In the Car podcast from now on.
Yeah, actually, you're like, what's your man's name there? I can't think of his name now. The English guy over in America that does the karaoke. Anyone there online help out?
Come on, someone comment in there because too fucking Jesus, he couldn't bang us together and get a brain cell. James Corrigan. Yeah. James Corden.
That's the one. Did someone write that in, or did you think of it?
No, fuck off. No, I told it that myself. You'd see it pop up over here in the corner or someone. No, James Corden. That was his name, yeah. And you know, I was only thinking of when your man Jesus, Terrence. Your man who did the Emmys, no, it wasn't the Emmys, it was the Golden Globes. Ricky Gervais was mocking him about seeing him as a fat pussy. That was the only sentence that was in my head to try and think of his name. I couldn't think of him as anything else. That was the one sentence Ricky Gervais said of, "We saw James Corden this year as a fat pussy cat." That was the only sentence in my head that I could actually think of being how I would get his name to pop square into my head. But anyway,
big shout out to James Corden. We'll come on to the show, your show there next week, no problem.
Yeah, all expenses paid. Come here, I'll have anybody.
So you're listening, James.
James, we know you listen. You are the fella in Texas listening to us. Hopefully, come here, Joe Rogan could be listening to this in Texas as well. You know, I've been quoted as the more hairier version of Joe Rogan, but I'm Jimmy Rogan, the Irish version of him, the hairier version. But,
the younger version.
Yeah, the younger version. Yeah. He's a badass though, to be fair to him. And this is have you seen the very first Joe Rogan podcast?
No, I haven't actually. No.
It is actually quite something to look at. It's like a bunch of 5-year-olds have a camera, and they're just going mad with it. It's bonkers. But he's up to I was listening to the other day, 1,689. He's nearly on 1,700 amount of podcasts he's done. And the average ones of his are 3 hours long.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking time and effort gone into a podcast.
That's a lot of going, all right, so.
a serious amount to go on. Like, he's worth 100 million for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think I'm
We
up
can
to like
only
35,
dream,
36.
Terence. We can only dream.
We can only dream. Martin Luther King had a dream, and look where it got him, the poor fucker. But anyway,
Shot.
right, we're going right, we're going to be cancel culture in the morning. We're going to have the Michelles after us. We're going to have the Martin Luther King people after us. This like, we better wrap it up before we have the Irish people after us, and then we'll never get anywhere completely.
Yeah, we better wrap it up, because otherwise I'll be filling back up this coffee cup myself, I'd say.
Pissing into the coffee cup. I guarantee
and in the garden, knock on the window.
The steam will just start rising. Come on, this is getting very low. This podcast has got downhill rapidly. Right, so before we wrap things up, we always got to do our 30-second rapid fire quiz. So you only got 30 seconds to answer these questions. It's got to be fast. So the first answer that comes into your head, you've got to go with. Okay, I'm only accepting the first answer. Nothing else. Right, so we have 5 seconds to go, so prepare yourself. Take a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Which is worse, doing the dishes or doing your washing?
Washing.
Is your chocolate kept in the fridge or outside the fridge?
Fridge.
Do you prefer Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
This is the most controversial question. Does the toilet roll go over the top, or does it go against the wall when you're hanging it?
It goes on the back of the cistern where it's supposed to be.
iPhone or Android?
Posh people. Android.
Android. Your favorite actor or actress?
Hey. Hang on now, before we go any further, right? Anyone that's buying a phone, stay away from Samsung, stay away from Apple. Go and buy a Xiaomi phone. They're Chinese, they're great, and they're only a third of the price. They're brilliant. Xiaomi, if you're listening.
Xiaomi, if you're listening, put your advert below. Your favorite actor or actress?
Oh God. Ryan Reynolds.
I like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's cool. If you were in a hotel, which would you prefer, a city view or an ocean view?
Ocean view.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Dog.
Your favorite day of the week?
Saturday.
And bar Ireland, what's your favorite country in the world?
America.
Our American friends. Mr.
Take
Damien
me back
Coughlan.
there. Someone bring me home.
That's it. We've wrapped it up. We've done an hour and 10 minutes. See, I told you that would be quick, didn't it?
Cool, dude. Thanks very much for having me on. It's good crack.
It was a pleasure. Like I always say, my guests are more important than I am. I only talk shit. We could have wrapped it up in probably about a minute 15, just talking about the actual song. But we dragged the balls out of it, as always. It's professional.
We did. We had the crack. Keep it up, Terence. They're good crack, and hopefully they'll go somewhere for you.
Who knows, man? Who knows? I won't stop until I kick Ryan Tubridy off the Late Late Show. That's my dream.
Shouldn't be hard. Fuck's sake. Drivel.
Look, there's a market. There's a hat for every head, and there's an ass for every chair. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
We've got Tom Coughlan coming in as well. He's saying them Coughlans are fairly able. That's you know what, you Coughlans are fairly able to be talking lots of shite, but you're good old skins. You're good old
breeding, by good old breeding.
Damien, brother, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much for doing this, and we will talk again real soon.
Thanks, Terence. Thanks a million.
No hassle, man. Talk to you soon, brother.